Um, going to, I want to kind of, I talked a lot about age. I want to know, what do you think? Has age changed your gaming preferences over time, do you think?
Oh yes, yes. I was thinking about this recently actually because for those who aren't in any of our discords, we discussed what topics we wanted to talk about today about a week in advance. So back when I was young, I drifted from in terms of actual play. Yu-Gi-Oh, because I mostly collected when I was young. Most people did back then. It was the style of the
Okay.
time. But
Check out my binder, bro.
yeah, yeah. So in terms of actual play, I went Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, Naruto, quitting for a while. There's a couple of little things I tried here and there, but I'm looking at my tastes as they have evolved, and the one that really sticks out to me is the World of Warcraft TCG. So
Oh, yeah.
back
Okay.
when I was
Okay.
that age, I
Mhm.
didn't like classical fantasy. I
Okay.
tried the World of Warcraft TCG at Supernova, which is one of the pop culture conventions down here.
Okay.
Got a free starter deck. I really, really liked the game, but because of the aesthetics and the theming, I
Mhm.
didn't play it. And now I think as I got older, I would have really, really enjoyed that game. And I didn't. I'm sure I can find those stuff online, run it through an AI upscaler, print it out, have fun, whatever. But it's not going to be the same experience. And that's where I relate to my taste changing over time. Like
Okay.
when I was a kid, I would never have thought about playing Magic or anything adjacent to it. Duel
Mhm.
Masters was the closest I got, and I
Is
forgot Duel
that
Masters when I was
because
mentioning
of,
games. Um,
oh yeah, is that because of the fantasy aspect, or was it the gameplay?
Fantasy aspect.
Okay.
I wasn't into
Okay.
that type of stuff. Uh,
Mhm.
you have to understand, when I was a kid, the type of stuff I mostly gravitated towards was like Transformers, Ninja Turtles, then Pokemon and Digimon, Dragon Ball, that type of stuff. So
Okay. Okay.
traditional fantasy was nowhere near my radar.
Got you. And now, as we'll we'll say, a functioning adult, as we both clearly are, would you say now, like, what are when you approach any game? Because I know for a long time the Some Gamer Dude channel was kind of focused on looking at various games and analyzing them and whatnot. What would you say as you got older was kind of the things that tickled your fancy in terms of, like, this is attractive to me, or this is something that turns me off immediately? Like, where did you go as you kind of, I don't want to say professionally approach games, but as a more serious endeavor?
As I think there's a big change you can see in how I look at games with the Castle Chronicles review, and
Hmm?
around that era, I can put aside my personal biases on theming and art style to focus more on the gameplay more heavily. Like I know you're not a fan for good reasons, but I'll die on the hill that I don't like Gate Rulers aesthetics. I think they're very unappealing and a big turnoff. But the gameplay itself, if it was an affordable game, I could quite happily sit there and play it.
That's, like,
And I think it is a
and
magnitude of times better than its predecessor, Buddy Fight was, which at the time when it came out, I thought was a dreadful game.
and now hold on, Buddy Fight is similar rule set to Gate Ruler, right?
Yeah, Gate
But
Rule is
like,
basically a refined, more adult Buddy Fight with a lot of the bullshit
okay,
removed.
I see, I see, I see. So, like, now, would you say that in your reviewing of all types of games, you came to appreciate more the gameplay rather than just the aesthetics
The
of
experience,
games.
yeah.
Okay.
One thing that have, and this is why I died down on reviewing games, and this relates to what Bandai's doing at the moment. I have become very, very tired, very, very tired of its Duel Masters, but
Yeah, yeah.
I love Duel Masters. If Takara Tomi's supposed Asian English edition came down here, I'd be on it like nothing could keep me away
White
from it.
on rice.
Yeah, but I am really, really tired of Duel Masters type games. It's like none of them really scratch the same itch in the same way. It's like you can feel the design is so radically different in terms of cards. Like Digimon, I like the IP. I like the gameplay in terms of the demo on the phone and the starter decks. When I got to the actual game, when the booster packs came out, I didn't enjoy it at all because I didn't enjoy the card design.
That's an interesting point that you make too. That like Digimon for I want to say the pandemic era kind of came out roaring, and
Yeah,
I thought the demo, as you said, the demo had such a cool idea that I was just like, this plays neat. This is interesting. I don't mind this. And there was another game. It was the ARG made game, Argent Saga.
oh yeah,
That I played the demo decks, or they sent me some preview stuff because I had worked with them in the past when I was with Force, and so he just sent me all the demo stuff, and I played with a buddy, and I said like, this is a game that I don't necessarily want to play multiple times in one evening, but I absolutely had a nice time playing it once, and like it was a fun enough game. But then when the booster packs started coming out, it wasn't my cup of tea, and
I heard it was broken from the first booster packs.
I got that vibe too, and I can easily see. I know nothing against the designers because I know some of them, but like just it.
A lot of for those who don't know about the actual design process, a lot of stuff will go under your radar, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh crap, that does that.
Yeah, that I'm sure Hyper Juken's maybe a little bit safer because set one was in the tank for so long, but like
Set two's a mess. I'll be open with that.
the look at Beta. Beta is a spiteful like hate mail that was written on like Twitter in card form, and I mean at the same time, and for people that don't know this, card design is never perfect. It is,
No,
I think, the pleasure in making games is the hunt for the unobtainable perfection.
yes,
And that is the fun part of it. And for those of us lucky enough for in like Hyperjuken, Tenshoku, whatever, even Force of Will and bigger games that like at the end of the day, I think it's very important for the creators to be so appreciative that people are willing to spend their time on their game in any capacity. And and I will say this, there are brilliant people in the world that can put cards you never thought together. You're working, I know Hyperjuken makes, what, 30 to 50 unique cards per set kind of thing. And
we're down to 24. That's what budget
Okay,
can allow.
hey, budget is king. But like, so you got numbers like that. Tenshoku has 132 per set. Like,
You don't have the budget I do, mate.
they don't. There's no way a small team can ever test everything.
No.
But there are rules that can keep you on the right track to some degree.
Absolutely.
Now, I have a very bad habit, and I've done this on every Tenshoku set, of when I'm putting cards into Photoshop and kind of finalizing them, something with the font just doesn't look right, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna change this so it's aesthetically pleasing with how it fits in the text box.
I know the feeling.
That has come back to bite me on multiple occasions where I'm just like, what if I move the colon here? What could that possibly do? Like, oh, adding a once per turn clause would make this one extra line? Well, that looks ugly. I don't want to add that. No problem.
Space between characters and line space are your friend.
Oh my god. You know, that was the biggest. It's totally unrelated, but going into my Tenshoku like review when I go through the Photoshop files, more often than not, nowadays I don't have so many typos. I don't have so many like major issues, but that's the big one is like getting the spacing right, getting all the like line spacing to look good. And anyways, but yeah, like as card designers, that's kind of that chase for the unobtainable is kind of the joy and pleasure in it. And every time anyone picks up Tenshoku from me, the first thing out of my mouth is thank you so much for watching my videos or watching my or coming to my website and being willing to put any amount of money into my game as even if it's just covering shipping. Like that means so much to me. Someone's willing to put their time effort into my game for 5 seconds.
Yeah, I can feel that. I'm because of time differences. I'm usually seeing anything on my phone when I first wake up. It's like that is a great way to start the day.
Oh my, yeah, like best thing in the world is some you get a bing on your email or something and it's like, "Hey, I'd like to try out your game. Can you send me a set?" I'm like, "Oh my god, I will cross mountains and swim through oceans to get that to you."
Yeah.
It just it mean and you know, it means a lot. And if Foyo, if you're still in here, like it means so
We
much
love you,
to
bro.
I'm sure yeah, like it means so much to Eric and myself to have him give our games a try and to watch other people playing. I have a section of uh like I guess it's in my Discord, but like I save everyone that sends me pictures playing with their friends, playing with Tenshoku and stuff. Like that is the most heartwarming thing in the world to me to see people sitting around a table playing my game with their friends is like all the motivation in the world.
Yeah. This was a clip from the Extra Deck podcast. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot. Also be sure to check out my card game, Juken. It's the one with the wrestling, and the animals, and the key blasts. Every purchase of Juken not only supports the channel, but helps get the following sets produced. Thanks for watching.